Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Dear my respectful viewer of Islamic Iman TV, as usual, you know today is the translation time, which always 1 week is the Farsi and the next week is English. So today is the translation from the subject that I had about the barakat, and I want to say the same that what I did, that I said about that barakat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي صدق الله العظيم. As I said, dear my respectful viewer, today is the translation of the last week subject barakat. Word of barakat, or in English we translate only a simple way, blessings, that you see in the on your right on the TV. That is blessings. The word of blessings is a contemplative noun, just like as a spiritual noun. It is not a simple noun as in a grammar ways. However, the synonyms of this word of barakat or barakah for blessing is abundance, prosperous, happiness, goodness, and grace. Word of blessing in the religious concept that has a prominent place in the tradition through Holy Quran, that has a prominent place. Really, it is very highly. And also this word is very known and very important in the culture of religious people, mostly in among of our Muslim brothers and sisters. The word of barakat or blessing. Word of barakat or blessing has been derived from an old Arab that they used the time when the camel fall and the camel chest touch on the ground. And that time they saying, or they calling barak to the camel. And the camel, when they heard this, and then they fall on the ground. That time that this word as barak used, and later on that was expanded and used it as a barakat, because barak, the way that it means bless, because their way of their mind supposed to be by that God has to give to some kind of wisdom on the action of this camel to come down, that we can use him, that we can write on him. So, however, the root of this barak also derived from the tribe of Samiriya. The Samiriya, which was one of the famous in the old history of Arabs. That was one of tribe. The name was Samiriya. Probably today also was, like we have in Afghani, one name is any kind of name that we have, still we are continue for that same thing. So that still remain now in the whole entire Arab, that action, that saying of barak barak to the camel. However, as I said, blessing is a blessing traditionally through Holy Quran. What does mean that? That Almighty God mentioned that word in Quran in many places, that inshallah I will one by one I will read it for you, and then I will translate it. Let's see how Almighty God used this word. First of all, Almighty God in the history of the Job, it means Shu'aib, Prophet Shu'aib. In English or in Bibles or Torah, they called him Job. So in Quran mention about the story about him, about the people which was around him, and then that is the verse of Quran about them. They says, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, وَلَوْ أَنَّ أَهْلَ الْقُرَىٰ آمَنُوا وَاتَّقَوْا لَفَتَحْنَا عَلَيْهِمْ بَرَكَاتٍ مِّنَ السَّمَاءِ وَالْأَرْضِ ولكن كذبوا فأخذناهم بما كانوا يكسبون ولكن كذبوا فأخذناهم بما كانوا يكسبون. صدق الله العظيم. So the translation of this in English, yet if the residents of the township had believed and practiced reverence, we would invariably have opened for them blessing from the heaven and the earth. But they believed not. They kazabu, and they didn't. So we seized them for what they used earth. So they seized what God did to them as a punishment. At that time, the whole area, the time, was dry entirely. So all the nation was very, become poor, very low economic, and not growing any, wheat or anything, or corn, anything. But because of they did not submit and they did not obey of Shu'aib, Prophet Job. So that's why Almighty God said, if they did, definitely open for them blessing from the heaven and from the earth to them. But they didn't do it, and that's why the whole area was dry. Even the well cannot bring the water. So even though the people was very arrogant, and the people did not do anything good, so that God gave them the punishment was the dryness at that time. However, I gave you one break. Now I wanted to more talk about this today, about the barakah, about the blessing.